Hey everyone, it's Brian.
And Ken.
And Dan.
And Blaine.
We love giving you somewhere to not think about the real world. But this week, the real world has been really rough for some people. And they need more than a podcast. If you have anything you can donate to the people of Texas in the wake of Hurricane Harvey, we really want to encourage you to. If you haven't heard of them, we really like Team Rubicon, a nonprofit that turns combat veterans into crisis first responders. These guys are true warriors for good, and you can help them out by visiting and donating at teamrubiconusa.org. That's Team RUBICON.org. O-R-G, org.
Oh, thanks.
We're also big fans of the Houston Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. They're saving animals all over the Houston area, and you can help them out by visiting and donating at HoustonSPCA.org. That's HoustonSPCA.org. How do you spell it? Org, Blaine?
SPCA.
No. Thanks, guys. Now here's our podcast. Hey, it's Brian Posehn. I used to have a podcast where I played Dungeons and Dragons with a bunch of my friends. I missed it, so I decided to make a new one. It's called Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker. It's myself, a couple of my buddies, Blaine Patch, Dan Telfer, Ken Daly, an occasional guest or two, and we're going to be playing in a new setting, my dining room. Each week you'll hear my wife, my son, my dogs, and we're going to be playing in a place that I love and playing the game that I've loved half my life, Dungeons and Dragons. We've got 5th edition, and we're ready. So are you ready? Here's Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker. Hey, everybody.
Straw is cheaper, grass is free.
It's Brian Posehn. You're listening to Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker. Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Brian Posehn.
Ken, Dan, Blaine.
Episode 21.
Yeah, episode 21. We did it. So one more, and we're going to call it a night.
Thank you to the following
Even
Patreon
22.
subscribers.
Yeah, we going to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
CN Eisenhammer.
That's a great one. C.N. Eisenhammer,
Bang, bang,
fantastic.
CN.
Spelled
Eisenhammer.
CEANN. Eisenhammer.
Hey, CN. Thank you.
C.N. Eisenhammer, fantastic.
Thank you, Margaret Snow.
Margaret Snow, good one.
Snow.
Thank you, Joe Moracle.
Joe
Thanks, Joe.
Moracle.
It's a miracle.
Hello, there is spectacle. Joe Moracle, come to.
Oh, my God.
Thank you,
Thanks, Joe, for having that name to make Blaine do that.
Thank you, Cave Art on Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks, Cave Art.
Cave art.
KAVE Art. One word.
Caviar.
Thanks, Cave Art.
Oh
my
Thank
God.
you. Phone notification for Brian Posehn.
Phone notification.
Thank you, Anson Contreras.
Anson
Loved her on
Contreras.
Happy Days.
Thanks, Anson.
Great name.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You know, Anson Williams directed an episode of Sequest DMV.
Really?
DSV.
DMV.
Yeah, I was writing a sketch for Mad TV, and it was going to be Sequest DMV where they had to go. But I
Anson
I
also,
watched an episode. It was Anson Williams directed.
Oh, okay. And Anson also argues with whatever side you're on, he's on the other side. He's very Contreras. Hey, Andrew. Because his last name.
And
I didn't even hear Blaine's riff because I was
Still
loading
thinking
mine up.
Potsy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anson.
Brian. Welcome to my
What
world.
happened?
Who else?
let's do one more. Thank you, Diana Griffin.
Diana Griffin.
Diana Griffin. Thank you.
Griffin.
Thanks, Diana.
And also, thank you to Elderwood Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Hollywood Academy.
This is
Beautiful things.
this
they
is a
make.
beautiful sponsor, you guys. We got
I'm
Spellbook.
touching Dan's tower right now.
Touch my tower. Get the shaft.
I didn't,
Tickle the tray.
No, I'm gonna, your dice
Please
tower.
play with it.
It doesn't always
Work it.
have to be about.
And
Working
it doesn't, but
and
it is
stroking.
cylindrical.
It is totally.
I'll plug this thing specifically that I think anyone would want. It's a dice tower that is very small but awesome looking. It's called a codex scroll, I think. Mm-hmm. And you plunk a dice and it makes this awesome kathunk noise. It goes here. Ooh, let me get it right in there. I think right in the mic. Here, let's pick the mic up. You gotta hear that shit. It goes crunch.
It's gonna totally be worth it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's like quick. It goes.
Yeah, I like it. It's a nice tower.
It's delicious. Thank you, Elderwood Academy, for your delicious products. They're made of wood, handmade, and they feel excellent in the palm of my hand. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, mention us in the notes. Make them feel like we sent you.
We're all using their stuff.
Tell them on Twitter.
I look around the table and I see it everywhere. So.
They sent everybody a spell book, and I have seen everybody busting out their stuff every week. It's pretty. And Blaine's got his full of these. He's found a collection of translucent dice. So
you got your miniature out. Where's my miniature?
He's got like a bucket of gems over there.
Yeah, I love you best.
Yeah, where's your hex chest?
He was somewhere around here. I'll find it.
Is it under your butt? Like my remote control is always under my butt.
Oh yeah, so here's your book.
My guy's in there though. No. Anyway,
thanks, Elderwood Academy. Look them up on all your favorite social medias and websites and buy them for the nerd in your life.
Even if it's you.
Yeah, buy them for yourself. Treat yourself.
Yeah, fuck everybody
it's
else.
Like you just experienced Labor Day, or maybe Labor Day is coming up, depending on when this drops. Who the fuck knows? But celebrate your Labor Day.
My white pants thing.
Oh.
You shit your white pants again?
Man. I'm gonna.
That's the only reason I wear them.
Yeah,
they fill them full of shit. Yeah.
They really show off the staining.
I gotta buy new ones every year.
Hey guys,
let's do this.
Let's play some. So you just got a house.
Yeah.
You were gifted this
weird lady.
from a weird old drow lady.
Yeah.
I still don't trust her, even though she left.
I trust her.
Yeah.
I love her.
Zaywin walked off into the mist saying she was going to go build a new house somewhere, and you guys were left with this little place, and we'll say you rested for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And as you awaken, you can roll one more time to search the house for a wondrous item. So bust out your 20s, boys.
20s.
Ooh, 15.
What if I got a +5 for being awesome?
6. Rummaging through the cupboards and...
4. Oh, did I say 4? I meant 20.
2.
There's the 20.
Yay,
again.
Did what I
19.
did. Again. Yeah, that was amazing. I bought
you guys need to take a vacation weekend here. Maybe
you need
you'll...
to take a vacation weekend.
Yeah, why don't you fucking vacation on my mom's dick?
Yeah.
Well, you've been building up a couple of...
Ow, my head.
That's the first time I've ever high-fived correctly.
Well,
Yeah,
and
me
you just
too.
high-five
weird.
You high-five
Welcome to the
Blaine.
world of high fives.
Did you look at my elbow? You got to look at the elbow.
I just watched
look at the elbow,
snap in half
everybody.
as you high-five.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did hurt my hand. Yeah.
It's like
Fell asleep with my hand up the other day.
it's the most torque he's ever felt on his wrist.
Yeah, I think I fucking green line fractured my entire clavicle.
It was like Andre the Giant and Wallace Shawn high-fiving.
Yeah. It's like Richard Keel punching a meringue. Rest in peace, Richard Keel. Make God laugh.
It's a funny meringue we got over there. Oh, fuck. That's the best metaphor for a brittle substance I've ever heard someone pull. That was beautiful.
When you pull back, there's still some of me holding on. It's still on my fork.
I got meringue all over me.
Lemon filling.
So we own a house.
Yeah, and you don't find anything today. But I was about to say, you guys have been building up some teleportation spells, so you've got some steeds waiting for you outside. You could potentially find your way back here without more than a couple days' journey, depending on where your days take you.
To a heart.
So yeah, you wake in, you go through the cupboards, you don't find anything particularly interesting, although there is junk everywhere. This lady's been hoarding stuff for a few decades at least. And
Can you, just for a second, I have to say this out loud, just before I forget it. I hope we can get Mad TV back on the air so I can pitch the Jefferson's Starship. There we go.
How's that theme song go, Blaine?
For 80-year-old people.
I've already forgotten about it because I'm ashamed that I felt compelled to say it.
Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
It used to be the Jeffersons airplane,
Right.
and then they
There used
changed.
to be, first of all, there used to be a Jeffersons TV show that some people might know.
Yeah,
Right.
it was the Jeffersons. Hey,
So
it
it's
was
the Jeffersons
the Jeffersons Starship.
Starship.
So it would be like, I guess it would be like George and Wheezy and Bentley and Grace Slick and Paul Cantner and Marty Ballin.
And like on Enterprise, like a Star Trek parody too.
I think they would probably move on up to East Coast apartment, East Side apartment in the sky.
Oh, okay. Let's get it going.
Hey, what you gonna do today? The sun rises. A ray of radiant but cloudy light comes from somewhere. You're not sure where the sun is, but it, glistens on Shmoo's featureless face through the window.
Oh my God, I forgot about Shmoo.
He stares
Spent
blankly
all of
at you.
episode
He was
20
silent
with
for that whole episode.
He's been
He's always
wondering
silent.
if he was going
was
to be
he doing?
accidentally pulverized during your encounter with Zaywin.
He doesn't have a penis or balls either, right? He's
No,
got
man,
nothing.
he's
Hey,
bare
who
down there.
does?
He's nothing.
He's like an angel.
Yeah, right.
So the
Left
the
it with the
continent
wife, right,
Angels don't have
fellas?
penis
is
or balls.
spread out before you. If you
Cherubs
recall.
do. Did cherubs grow up to be angels?
Cherubs never grow up. They're dead children forever.
But they have penises.
No.
Yeah, they have genitals.
They do.
How do you know?
They have
Because I've seen them in
paintings.
sculptures and paintings.
Paintings.
But then angels
Those aren't
don't.
photographs. That's
My fan fiction.
That's scientifically
Well,
what
but
a
it's a
cherub is.
representational image.
Don't
They're
believe everything that
anatomically
you
correct
read.
humans, but they are sexless.
Maybe
And
Casper-
according to Van
Casper was a
Halen, they
cherub.
smoke cigarettes.
You are here on the map
Wu-Tang.
where this magnifying glass is.
Oh,
On the Wu-Tang symbol. Yeah. For our Patreon subscribers, you know what the map looks like.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. I don't know if you
man.
know that.
There's that gap to the slight west where you could head into the forest and meet the wood elves.
And there's also a baby gap a little farther down the west wing of the mall, next to the pet shop. Can't believe they still have a pet shop in this mall.
I can't believe you still shop at the Baby Gap.
You can't sell any pets at the store.
He was buying pants for Patton. He's not even here, but I can't. Baby Gap joke, little fella. Take that.
Oh, booze hammer. All right.
Let's do it.
You gonna head to the wood elves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's head over there. Hey, statues, watch our house.
they continue to be statues.
Statues?
The steeds kind of have been waiting
Thanks for the
outside.
gumball, Popeye.
Tom, your steed looks like he's
for a gumball.
munched on a few squirrels and is looking healthier.
Good. I like that.
They lower themselves so you can
family.
hop aboard. Head to those woods.
Yeah, let's
do it.
get out of
You
here.
march west and you go through the beginnings of the tree lines. The ground becomes more earthy. You start to smell moss. Everybody roll a perception check, please. Difficulty of 18.
Got it.
Perception check being a 20.
Yes, sir.
19.
12.
And then the 19.
Blaine, you feel the
one.
ground beneath your steed quiver slightly.
We're walking on moss. We're walking on moss.
Mossy earth,
We're
yeah.
walking
earth.
on Mars.
Are there rocks nearby anywhere?
Yeah,
Are there trees nearby?
yeah.
Let's
You're
get
amongst trees now.
Let's get to some rocks. Let's get to some rocks where we can see. Like, I feel like this is going to be sandwormy. Like, if we're not on rocks, we're going to
do
be standing on something that's going to come out of the
Climb
ground.
up on some. Your steeds kind of are pretty good at and adept at climbing rocks. They're sort of built for mountain travel, so they clamber up on a boulder a little bit. You're almost above the tree line. The trees aren't thick yet. Not quite above the tree line though.
Okay.
Ground quivering, right? Still quivering.
How long you want to wait? Find out.
Is there a clear path to where we're going? Can we break into more of a
You
gallop?
You feel like you could, sure.
Yeah, let's break into more of a trot, you guys.
I like your idea.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
Roll another perception check, everybody. This time difficulty 15.
10 plus.
Yep.
This time, Bodhi, you feel it too. The ground shakes a little heavier after you've been traveling for, let's say, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Twee, I feel it too.
Something's underground.
I feel it too.
All right. Keep heading into
Not
the
extremely,
forest.
but I feel it.
And
You guys feel something? You seem like you're reacting to
Yeah,
some
let's
sort
keep
of
moving.
feeling.
that's not how Tom would say it. How would Tom say it?
It really seems like you guys might be
Whoa.
reacting to some sort of a
Tom, what happened to you?
Holy shit!
Tom, get a hold of yourself.
Tom, wake up, Tom,
I have
buddy.
to
Tom,
kinda adjust
Tom.
my saddle.
What happened to you, buddy?
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
You didn't sound like yourself
I think
for
you
a
got
second there,
testicular
buddy.
torsion. You ever get that shit checked out, man? You got to be careful. That'll kill you.
Would you know if you had it? Does it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts real bad. It's when your testicle gets twisted up and your vas deferens are in danger of breaking circulation, man. You get some...
It happened to Mr. Belvedere.
You can get...
that's
yeah,
right.
man, you can get an aneurysm in your nards.
Yep.
It's true.
Oh, what was the Benson?
I sat on my balls.
Oh yeah, it was Doug Benson's impression of Mr. Belvedere sitting on his balls.
Which really happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in the news actually.
And then he was in a harness and they
Well,
dropped him.
Doug also worked with the kid that was on that, or he lived with the kid that was on that show.
Rob
Really?
Thomas.
That was his roommate, and the
Rob
guy
Thomas.
came home and said, "Hey, man," and Doug's like hanging out, and the guy comes home early. He goes, "Why are you off the show? What happened? What's wrong, going on?" And he goes, "Oh, whatever the actress. What's the actor's name?
Can't remember.
Christopher Hewitt.
Christopher Hewitt." Yeah, he said,
Why do I know all of this? I've never seen the show.
"Who would sat on his balls today?"
They've sat in my balls.
And then Benson would go, "Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, yeah." Wesley.
But then
Yeah,
like,
what was the kid's name?
yeah, Wesley. But then they
one of the funniest
had
things
him
I've ever
flying
seen.
on an episode the next week, and he was in a harness.
Put him in a harness, and he hit
it
his balls
broke,
again.
No, the
right?
thing broke, and he fell and landed on his balls.
Oh my God, this poor.
can't catch a break.
He was also the director and the producers.
Really?
Yeah, same actor. He's hilarious in the producers.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Keep it.
Yeah. So
Jump
Sorry.
in.
Rhodes is like listening to a YouTube video in the distance, and it was
Oh yeah.
freaking me out. For a second, I was like, "Is someone singing jazz music?"
Ghost. There's a ghost.
So you keep going, and you felt it again, and suddenly,
I'm not half the man I used to be.
Wheels are in motion.
about 20 yards in front of you, you see an arrow go into the ground.
Oh.
All right.
And
Where's-
immediately you guys are like, "Oh, elves. That's
Yeah.
probably elves."
But
But it's 20 yards in front of you, and you feel like that's like a pretty
just
non-confrontational
saying,
way
hey.
of declaring their presence.
Yeah, we'll say hi.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
How are you going to say hi? Why don't you get a little more specific about what you're doing exactly? Are you waving? You getting off your
Waving,
steed?
putting
Or
hands up.
I don't like doing this, but I'll wave.
No, you're
Nothing in
pretty
my
high
hands.
up in the trees, so they might not see you unless you dismount. These
Sure.
steeds.
Hey,
are,
I've got this this katydid armor on, and I've also got this.
Well, we're going to see these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've also got this cloak with the green leaf on it.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really.
20.
I have that on. I just want to make sure that I'm sort of
Don't
using
waste them.
that. I'm
Don't
trying
waste
to
your
figure out
20.
What it is. I'm
okay.
trying to identify the stuff
You feel like playing with it that there's some sort of camouflage-like element. to
Okay,
it.
perfect. Well, then I'm gonna hop off my little steed and kind of elf towards him a little bit.
And really quick, I think the katydid armor is the pauldrons of dis that Brian has. I think you guys have hide, but I think it's like standard leather kind of
Okay.
hide. I think the exoskeletal thing is just something that Brian's got. Cause
Is he wearing that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So, after you kind of, much to Bodhi's dismay, appear submissive for a moment, a small party of wood elves pop out of the trees.
Wood elves.
How tall are they? What
There's
wood
four
elves?
of them. They're about 5 feet tall. They're pretty short.
Okay.
Short elves.
All right. So
They're not handsome.
I'm a high elf.
Lord of the Rings elves.
No,
I'm gonna
they're
go
kind
say
of-
hi.
They're kind of earthen, stout, but not too muscular.
More
and-
like don't know what they do.
They've got like henna on their faces.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Pink champagne on ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Hannah on the faces.
Henna,
Big champagne.
not Hannah.
Hannah. Hannah Inc.
That was one of the last funny Woody Allen movies. And on her faces. So I'm gonna walk up to these guys, and I'm just.
What kind of elf are you? Standard?
Well, you know what? I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again because I think it's very clever. I'm a high elf, so I'm gonna go say hi.
They're immediately impressed that a high elf such as yourself would commiserate with the likes of them.
Yeah, and I don't want to get all blacky green about it, but I do have a pretty high charisma. I have a very,
How high?
very high charisma.
How high is
I mean,
it?
not like blacky green high, but I'm still like I'm still 18. Clear,
so
clear
they-
18.
They're speaking an ancient form of Elvish, and they're not speaking a common tongue. So you can tell right away that they're probably going to want to focus on talking to you.
Sure.
Why don't you do me a solid? Tell me what you want to say to them, and we'll roll charisma because this is your introductory paragraph.
Hi, I'm Twee. These are some friends of mine. We mean you no harm. We're trying to get through the woods here. We're trying to figure out what sort of danger lies beyond so that we can squelch it and get out of here.
Why don't you roll a charisma? Difficulty 8. What's your bonus? What's your dice modifier in the bubble?
+4.
Excellent. So you just got to roll a 4 or higher.
There's a 4.
Boy, oh boy. So the front one nods to you and says, he does. It's very similar to Yatikadapois. He says, my name is Devden. Welcome to these woods. We assume by squelch you mean the Demelith, which he pronounces the but you get the vibe that he's talking about a greater evil of some kind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He introduces his compatriots, which are Hez, Gorels, and Weven.
Right?
And
That sounds like my law firm.
and hang on.
Hey, what is this roll brought to you by?
Oh, this role is brought to you by Home Depot for all your mispronunciation needs. No longer affiliated with Fitchy Depot.
Oh, Fitchy Depot.
Gorels looks
That
at
was
you,
worth it.
looks at you, Bodhi, and says, "What are you hiding?
Nothing.
You have something there."
Oh. Well, this. I think this says a lot about me. One thing is I'm extreme, but the other thing, and this doesn't say that, but this says that when somebody asks for help, I'm going to help them. This guy was being, we thought, held captive in a castle, and as you can see, he's a mess. So we thought we'd help him out. So I'm carrying him around.
What do you mean
I
carrying
owe
him
him at
around?
least
What
that
do you,
much.
What do you have there?
He's you can
You're
tell.
of course saying this all through Twee, so they're kind of
What do you want to say about him?
confused. They want to. They still don't see Shmoo until you present
What?
him.
Oh yeah. So
How
I'm
you
pulling
present?
out.
You hold him out like a baby.
Yeah.
Baba to Vishnu to Jabadoo Hut.
They all draw their bows and arrows
To Daytoa.
and
And
say, "What have you done?" They say to you, Twee, "What have you done to this
Oh
elf?"
no, is it an elf? Did we know?
They know
that?
it's an elf. They say, "What have you done to this elf?"
It wasn't
We didn't
us.
do
We
this.
rescued.
They all
I'm saving the guy.
They all failed like basically a perception check, so they're horrified.
Tell them it was a
they're
rescue.
experiencing active horror at the sight of him, and so they're kind of in shock mode.
Yeah, we found this guy. He's in very bad shape. We're taking care of him as best we can. We couldn't just leave him there, so he's coming with us.
We're trying to give him a better life.
Yeah, we're just trying to.
Charisma difficulty 10 for Twee.
All right. I botched my charisma check.
Oh man.
Try to. I have a high charisma.
We'll say that, Tom and Bodhi, you can roll, but it's going to be higher difficulty.
I got a
because
20.
It's like body language and
I just rolled a
translation.
20.
It wasn't in the tray.
13.
I was going to say difficult. What's your charisma, though?
10.
Do you have a dice modifier? Is that no? That's blank for 10. What can you give me, Tom? Let's roll that dice.
All right. This is my charisma.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to
it's.
control
I was
them.
15.
No, you're right. But I rolled it
It's a-
right when you were
it's a
saying.
9,
What's your charisma though?
18 with a 6 bonus.
6 bonus. Well. They notice something about what you're about to say, which is, what do you say, Tom?
I'm going.
No. What do you say?
We're trying to save this guy. We're trying to help him. He's in real bad shape.
Yeah.
And then I go over and I stroke him and like, friend.
They're on high alert, but one of them lowers his bow, gets a better look, says, "Give him to me."
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, sure. Tell them that we've talked to him. We've communicated
him, yeah.
telepathically.
Yeah, he can speak. He can
Well,
speak.
I go to them.
Yeah.
I mime to I touch my brain and I touch the
Two of them
things
hear
where
you
his
say
brain
that
would
and nod
be.
to each other and look at him. You guys all roll your perception real quick.
And somebody should
Difficulty of 10.
tell
10.
Shmoo to
10.
talk to them. 16.
7.
Twee, you hear, what is that with your bonus?
I made it.
Okay, good. So all three of you hear a whisper that sounds, placating.
Oh,
And
he's okay.
Twee, you can hear in your head that Shmoo is saying, yes, it is me, Felgwyn. And he does not call himself Shmoo.
Or Baba Papa.
Which I still think is so fucking creepy. But Barbara Papa's like...
Baba Papas are really weird looking. But they're, yeah.
So they do take him, and hang on.
Take good care of him.
Well, they're staying there and they're talking amongst each other. Twee, you understand that they're saying some very emotional things, but they're kind of trying to whisper amongst each other.
I laid 26 points of healing on a Shmoo on the way out.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. All right, let me rethink something really quick.
Have we tried that before?
No.
Didn't even occur to me.
So they
I
see
bet
you
you one
do
of our
that.
listeners was
They
like,
see you lay
try
hands on
healing
him.
him, you assholes.
Nothing
Hey,
physical
dear
in
assholes.
appearance changes about him, but when you do it, he notices. The elves notice.
Does he kind of coo?
He would have also gotten, anytime I did a Song of Rest, he would have gotten a 1d6.
One
People
of
miss
the
Stargoyle.
Oh, I missed that.
People tweet Stargoyle.
one of the
Stargo
elves
play one.
notices this and keeps a very close eye. He's sort of magically observing, and he says some horrible spells have been cast on our friend Felgwyn here. I met him once when I was a boy. He's a very ancient wizard amongst our people. He appears to have had some sort of necromancy cast upon him that will curse him, that will make him live forever, but in this horrible state.
Bummer.
We've been speaking, and we're not sure we should allow him to continue to live. What did you intend for him? Just to return him here?
Well, we thought you were going to take care of him, so I thought we'd give him a little boost on the way out. Hey, if you guys need drugs, I have drugs. A huge bag of drugs. If you guys need to make like necromancy stuff, I'm serious. I got all kinds of shit, dude. I'm holding so tight. I have
I'm
bay
really
leaf.
tempted to make you do a charisma roll just to offer them some weed, because you basically have weed in your bag.
Seriously, I have Greyhawk Thunderfuck.
They're really stressed out right now.
I'll fuck you up.
Do you want to for real want to offer them a little bit of?
If I have seriously, I have all these crazy
hang on one
herbs.
second. Let me pull up the
Crazy
spreadsheet of what was actually
drow
in-
herbs.
Okay, hang
not-
on.
I
I'm
shit you
looking
not,
at the
guys.
herbs, and you've got some basically Amynna marijuana. So
I'm telling you, dude.
I have a pipe my
if
uncle
you want to
made.
do a charisma roll, you can offer
It's
them.
from an old surfboard and it hangs around my neck.
You can offer them a pipe if you want to roll for it.
No, I was just going to give them the drugs so that they could make necromancy drugs to work
Yes.
on this dude.
Okay, roll a
Okay, we don't
charisma
need to use my necklace pipe if you
difficulty
don't want to.
12, please.
My neck pipe. It's extreme.
4 + 4 didn't make it.
So they don't know what to do with. They kind of look at you like, all right, but they take it.
there's my 20.
There's
of
your
course.
20. They take it, but they're not more encouraged by it. They say, well, we're going to take him back to meet with the chieftain. We're not sure what, morally we should do with him. This is...
Whatever snaps your carrot there, Mother Teresa.
He's basically an elder, but religiously we don't like
You're
to
like
deal
elf
in
scientists
necromancy.
or something. You don't want to.
Our people are proud that they have resisted the necromancy of this land and that we're a rather pure sanctuary against the evil, and this is something of an abomination.
So you need like an acid wand to the face kind of a thing, instead of mercy or healing for this guy.
We were thinking something a little more quick and painless than an acid wand to the face. It looks like he's already endured a few of those, but
Well,
I don't feel good about this.
We'll keep him.
Yeah, well, I'll keep carrying him.
what does the
you're gonna.
Yeah,
what does the guy
I,
feel about it? Have we?
This is also our
telepathically with him?
friend's son.
He's you get definitely just a vibe. He's trying not to talk because he thinks he's being listened to by everyone, but you get the vibe he doesn't want to die.
Yeah. No.
Our friend that we're here, enlisting your help. He's the one who wanted us, or who sent us to you so we could kill off the Demelith, and this is his son. So I'm keeping him. I'm looking after him.
Roll a charisma check, difficulty 8. So they understand. They take a look at your steeds and they go, okay, well, if he is your burden to bear, then you can continue to take him.
I'm a big guy. It doesn't.
But we recommend you meet with our chieftain regardless. He may be able to help you further in whatever sort of dark mission you have ahead of you.
All right.
So they take you deeper into the woods if you accept their offer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna spark up this big blunt I rolled for their chief.
Suddenly you realize you've got blunt supplies, and they do offer you
7-Eleven right there.
a wooden pipe if you prefer to use a wooden pipe.
I knew one of these dudes would have a pipe on it.
They smoke a lot of weed in the woods, and
They're more like the weeds.
after a few minutes you head up into the trees.
You ever go to the muirweeds up in up north of Marin?
They've got a rope staircase that you can head up the side of a tree. They've got little huts built up, and the trees get taller and taller. As you head up, it's like like a rope bridge that kind of spirals around a tree. Why don't you all roll a perception check for me? Difficulty 8.
I have a +1. I rolled a 7.
9.
I have a +1. I roll a 4.
Bodhi, you feel the ground shake, and you realize it's that vibration again that you felt in the ground earlier.
Which we still don't know what it was the first time.
Let's find out what that is. Ask the elves what that is.
Do you guys know? Do I have their attention still? Or?
Sure.
Yeah. I just felt a rumbling. Do you know what that is? There's a where?
Yes. That is, unfortunately, the lost city of Morgothal.
What?
Our chieftain should tell you more about that.
Okay.
Here he comes, everybody.
Should we be worried or?
Perhaps.
Oh, boy.
It depends what your intentions are.
Okay.
So you head up, and you are introduced to the chieftain. His name is Forenmeyer. He welcomes you.
Forenmeyer.
And he actually takes a look at Shmoo and thanks you for bearing the burden. He says Shmoo is actually about 150 years old. He should have died some 30 years ago, but has been kept alive. Just from old age, he should have died some 30 years ago. The lifespan of his people is about 120 at longest. And he said, this is not who we expected to see here today. That is for certain. If you wish to carry him, I suggest you continue to listen to him. He probably knows a lot about Amynna and could actually give you some advice on where to go. What is your ultimate mission? To destroy the evil, I hear?
Yeah.
Return the land
Wouldn't you
to
like it
the
like
way it
that?
was.
Or wouldn't you like to
We would certainly
see the land the way it used
like
to be?
it like that. We understand that as long as we have been in a darkened land, that some greater evil has actually been culminating of late. The land has gotten darker and darker, and we think there is some sort of greater spell that is being cast.
Well, you've heard of the Demelith.
Yes, the Demelith resides all over, but we believe he has some sort of headquarters in the marshes of Golduz,
Oh, okay.
off to the west.
I also heard he has a
back where
Halloween
we just
headquarters
were?
in El Segundo.
Near the docks. So, quick refresher. You guys are about here.
Okay.
Here's the marshes of Golduz. Here's the docks you first landed on.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of came here, went to Kalanamalagdus Castle, went through the mountains.
Did we never go? We never went in there when we first
No,
started.
you encountered that pillbug creature. In
Where
the
did we
woods
see
that
the
seemed
guy
to be helping.
dying?
We thought better of
Where
going
did we
there.
see that?
You saw a lot of dark shit over here. This is where you saw Horo disembowel himself, all on the edge of the marshes.
Oh, it wasn't inside
You
the
didn't go
marshes.
far enough into the trees to see what was in there, and it turns out there's marshes on the other side of some trees.
Okay.
It's a bad place.
Who wants to join us? Your bravest men.
He says, we're actually bracing ourselves for a coming attack. We would spare some people, but we're actually...
Who's attacking you?
Well, we are
I
about to
should
be...
have let you finish. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Kanye. We understand.
When I hear about
Interrupting
fighting,
sentences is punishable by death. And
well, when I hear about fighting, I want to hear more.
punishable by Babungi.
We're about to be attacked by Morgothal, the Lost City.
How many of them are there? What are the numbers here? What
get
are we
in on
talking
this.
about?
Morgothal...
And why do we hate him? I'll let you go. Start speaking. When I stop speaking, you start speaking. As soon as I'm done, you tell me why and how many and what we need to do.
Okay,
and who do I kill?
We're going to...
Go.
The Lost City of Morgothal. There used to be tree ants here. There used to be a population of trees, but they could no longer survive once the land became evil. And in an effort to preserve one sacrificed its life. These are tree people, sentient trees. One sacrificed its life in order to preserve some magic within itself. Unfortunately, we were dabbling in magics we didn't understand, and we did end up putting a bit of a curse on this tree ant. It got bigger and bigger, grew too fast. And we tried to do a lot of things with it, but eventually we realized it could no longer speak, and it was just sort of walking around. But it was hollow inside, and so we tried to build within it, and we built a walking city within this giant walking tree. So for quite some time, we were safe in there. We used it as a sort of fort, this giant sort of walking tree. Weird. There was a couple hundred of us in there, but...
Wow.
Eventually, it started fighting us out of itself. It started to realize we were some sort of infection, and it produced a sort of evil spell that began to purge us. There are still some elves trapped inside, and possibly, we're not sure, but there was a great purge some 50 years ago when the Morgothol became sort of in antibacterial mode, when his dark immune system kicked in and began to purge elves from his body. We had to retreat. There were large insects inside of him, a sort of sentient slime that chased us out. And we are no longer able to inhabit Morgothol, but he still paces the woods.
And that's why you need the A-team.
That is the shaking you felt beneath your feet is Morgothol, who
Walking around.
He's very, very tall, the size of a mountain, and he paces around. And once every year, he approaches our encampment, tries to find us and exterminate us, and we have to move and protect our young.
Okay. And you were going to fight him this time?
Within the next few days, he's probably going to arrive at this encampment.
Well, and you plan to move, or you plan to fight him this time?
We have to keep moving. There's no way to defeat him that we know of.
Or do we set a piece of fishing line across a couple of other giant trees and trip him?
Put a little bell.
Yell timber.
There are some amongst us who would like to fight, and one thing we have considered is if we could break inside somehow through his defenses, we could find the elves, and perhaps the elves that are trapped inside of him are still alive, and they might know a way to take control of Morgothol again.
Wait, so how do we do that? What was it? I missed the first
Do they
part.
have a plan? We have to get inside. We just have to get
Morgothol, his original asset was he was a walking fort that would pace in a giant circle.
Exactly, I get that, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't pace circle anymore, he attacks. But we hope some way we could tame him again and make him docile again if we could break inside and learn if there's some sort of secret to mastering him
Any
again.
weak spots in him or anything like that?
We do have some scouts that have some opinions on this that I can introduce you to.
We'd be willing to help you. Hey, buddy, it's past your bedtime, pal.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I want you to come and kiss me in bed.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break, you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Rods.
We're back.
Hey.
I had to go be cute with my son.
Him coming in here and asking for a good night was my favorite thing ever.
I got suckered into reading a book.
Yeah, Dianetics.
It's an anarchist cookbook, right?
Yeah, anarchist.
What are you doing, buddy?
Let's get a couple beers.
Okay. All right.
Grab that cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Another cookie.
Okay.
Hey, bud.
You really got to get to bed, buddy. Okay. All right. I love you, buddy.
Bye, everyone.
So long.
He's doing Spider-Man when he says bye, everyone, and hi, everyone.
Oh, nice.
Like from Civil War.
I like that new Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's all right.
Homecoming was a great movie. We already saw it twice as a family. Let's get back in.
Great. So you guys were just chatting with Forenmeyer of the Wood Elves.
Right.
And you're learning about Morgothol, the walking city.
Oh, yeah. How did they think we could get in?
So he brings you to meet some scouts.
You guys want some ice? Nice.
Trendy ice.
We heard.
You
Tell the dog there's ice on the floor. She'll get it.
You guys go and meet the scouts. The scouts are named Pendith and Vorkid, and they tell you, yes, this thing, walks on two great legs, but underneath it is a trunk like you'd find on any tree ant. It's earthen. It drags along the ground. There's roots, and you can climb up, and they think between the roots there are some holes between the knots where the dark sap still drips, and although poisonous and potentially sentient and grappling in nature, you can navigate around this sap.
What is this sap like?
The sap is like ooze,
like a symbiote?
It's a symbiote for yeah. So it can take forms and attack us.
Venom makes him very happy.
But if we can navigate around it and get up into the roots, we think we can get to the hollow part of the city. And
Okay, let's. Do you guys want to help these guys do this? Yeah,
absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, sounds fun.
What?
oh, the thing we were talking about during the break is already MIA.
They're already out. Yeah. I was trying to get a Super Nintendo. Well, now I'm gonna have to spend $100 more on Amazon.
Wouldn't it be great
That's
if
why it sells out. Too, if people are scouting.
I miss when Nintendo made enough consoles for everyone to play. That's the weirdest part about being an adult is seeing like the same
like phones and video game systems.
The best part is when you're a parent that you can buy it for your kid, and you can get them every game system that exists. And
can't find them. I've been trying to find a Nintendo Switch for
when
like
everybody's
a year.
asleep, you can run around in your underwear and play video games.
That's true.
But I'm too tired to do that.
Yeah, when I come home from playing with you guys, I usually play Darkest Dungeon for a little while. You
I
ever
don't
play
know
that?
it, no.
Oh man, it's so great.
Is that the Diablo stuff? Top down dungeon crawler?
No, it's a side to side 2D dungeon crawler though, and it's got a lot of Lovecraftian kind of monsters in it. You basically like inherit this new. You inherit this mansion. And you can like bring mercenaries in. It's all D&D ish, but like you try to raid this mansion that's possessed by demons, and it's got dungeons underneath it, and like the coast is covered in like fish monsters, and you just as you exterminate things, you find treasure. It's so great. It's only like $20. Can't recommend it enough. Darkest Dungeon. If Mike Drucker actually introduced me to it, former bonus episode star Mike Drucker.
Nerd poker friend. Let's
Time to head out, I think.
Yeah, let's do
I
this.
mean, we probably can't get into this with the next couple of minutes left on the show.
Yeah,
what do we have left? About
We've got like another 10-15 minutes, I think.
do we?
Yeah, you got
All right.
15 minutes. So Pendith and Vorkit are excited that you guys actually want to go and do this because they're the two that are interested. Everyone else is kind of, used to a nomadic lifestyle, but these two guys have been, scouting the danger zone around Morgothon, and they're like, okay, let's go now. So you head towards the shaking, and it's not long before you sense a shadow above the tree lines, and the ground starts shaking in a regular rhythm. And
is there anything else we can use against this guy too?
Against a tree?
Any kind of spells against him? Yeah, because he's turned, right?
now would be a good time to look at all of your guys' skills. So I know you don't have any nature stuff, but keep in mind this is sort of a cross between a giant monster and a golem. So there's all sorts of magics at work here that you have not encountered before.
What about the old setting the tree on fire? That's worked for me before.
It's full of elves.
You're low on oil.
that's
You've
true.
set so much on fire that you'd probably need to restock.
I got oil from that old lady, as far as you know.
As far as I know. She didn't have a lot of pyrotechnics in her house. I will say that. She was more of an herbalist.
Trying to think of what else I got on this guy. Oh, I have those 3
Well,
books too.
Yeah, you've got books that you actually recently found out were containing enchantment spells. You've also, if you've got any acrobatic skills, you're about to be climbing some giant roots that are dragging along the ground. This guy's a body in motion, so there's going to be some
an athletics bonus.
I got that for sure.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
I have a fly spell.
That may come in extraordinarily handy.
Hey, I also have a scroll that says Final Countdown.
Do.
And you have done 3 rounds of resting at this point. So you've got this new spell. And just as a refresher, it's going to actually take 3 rounds of combat to cast this. It's basically you're playing a song for 3 rounds. And in the final note of the song, you cast an eldritch spell inside your target. So this will do some sort of internal damage,
Okay.
and will take 3 rounds to cast. And what are you going to do with your steeds? I assume you guys have been riding them to this point.
Yeah.
Okay. They probably won't be able to go up into Morgothal with you.
Okay.
This is going to require some climbing. So you can tell them what to do, and they have human level intelligence, but
Yeah, just have them ride up alongside so we can jump in, or jump on.
And then
do you want
trail
them to
us.
follow Morgothal
Yeah,
or stay nearby?
Yeah,
They're sort of at
they could do
attention
that
waiting
too,
for mission orders.
Yeah.
So Pendith and Vorkit are kind of running alongside you guys, and as you get closer, just for funsies, why don't you just do a quick perception check for me, gentlemen?
And do they have any other strategies that should we immobilize it?
They can. Well, they tell you there's about 150 wood elves back at the encampment you just came from, and there could be just as many inside, more or less. We don't know if when Morgothal's immune system kicked in, he completely decimated the numbers and there's only 10 or 15 elves left inside. We don't know if he wiped them all out. We don't know if they've actually been giving birth and multiplying. It's been a while, so we could find anything inside Morgothal. We're not sure. But we do know that looking at the routes, it appears the old passageways are intact to some degree. Okay. But we will have to climb up to find out.
And they're only giving us 2 scouts?
Only 2 scouts were interested. Everyone else preferred to defend the nomads as they travel.
All right.
These 2 guys have been interested in a while and have a plan. What were your perception checks, gents?
I had a 15.
I had a 9.
I also had it. Well, it's plus your intelligence bonus.
Yes.
Plus 9.
So between
4
the
plus
trees,
9.
you get a good glimpse of Morgothal. He has something of a bizarre jack-o'-lantern face. He has 3 caves in the front of his mountain, 2 eye holes and a mouth hole. And they're enormous. This thing is the size of a mountain, and he's very slowly stomping towards where you came from. That the map is not quite to scale, but he is high above the treetops, stomping through the woods. Your mounts start approaching cautiously the center. They're not sure how to navigate under this guy. They're a little confused, but Pendith and Vorkid motion for you to follow them. And they dart between the roots that are dragging along the ground. They're all each the size of a tree themselves. And they find one near the old entrance up into the city, grab a hold, and start climbing up.
Okay. Follow them.
Why don't you guys all roll your dex or acrobatics or
Does he look like that or creepier?
He actually looks a lot like that's pretty good. His mouth hole's bigger than his eye holes. So I'll say that. But otherwise, you've got a very startling drawing you just draw. What a beautiful little picture you drew for us.
I'm gonna fly, Robin, fly.
Yeah, Brian,
to
you're
the sky.
taking a
on the
peek
map.
at the old map as Sean Bryant's
Oh, it's
interpretation.
right there. Okay, that's the guy.
Yeah. So,
Oh, it's like I had seen it. It was burned into my subconscious, like Close
when,
Encounters.
like when you're playing a Defender machine that you could tell used to be a Ms. Pac-Man machine.
you're flying though, right, Twee?
Yeah, I just start
All right.
flying.
So you fly up and you're gonna just hover and follow the scouts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you don't have to roll for that, but they're gonna do just a quick. They've got great decks, but they're gonna
They've got great what?
great decks. They got sweet decks. Look at those decks.
10 plus a 4 bonus.
10 plus a 4 bonus, and is that your dex or your athletics?
My dex.
Great.
Athletics is.
You grab on just fine. How about you, Bodhi? Why don't you give us a little roll on your athletics or dex?
Oh shit! But I got a
I
4+ on that. So.
but that is a fail.
It's an automatic.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
needed a
botch.
10.
Okay,
Can I try
cool.
to grab him if I see?
Well, first,
And falter.
roll a 6-sided, please, Bodhi.
All right. Just a 3.
Shmoo is okay.
Okay.
But you hit the ground and take 3. You were jumping off the steed, which was about 20 feet off the ground.
Did it look cool?
Oh yeah, it was super
Did I
extreme.
when I
You
rolled
did-
off? Did I land like?
Yeah, you twisted your hips and then you did like a really ineffectual shrug. And,
Everybody can tell you were hurt, but you were
yeah. You landed on your coccyx, as is the tradition. You sprained your coccyx, but
Okay.
you're gonna need
Try
to.
again.
Yeah, so you run to catch up, and this time it is a difficulty of 8 because you're closer to the ground.
Are you kidding me? Again.
You miss. So here's what's gonna happen. You don't technically lose everybody, but everyone is going farther up the route.
Okay,
so
I'm
you're,
still
you're
going.
starting to
I'm gonna
get
try again.
separated a little
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
But you get another chance.
Oh
No,
shit!
you rolled the wrong dice. You rolled the wrong dice.
oh,
Roll
I
your
know,
20.
right.
Roll your 20. This time
Okay.
it's a difficulty 8 again.
But I didn't take any hit
No,
points.
no
on
hit
that
points.
one.
You just kind of scooted up the route and fell on your butt.
God damn it! Don't get a 1
This is
again.
no.
That'd be amazing. Really. 8.
Yeah, it's a difficulty 8. Yeah, you grab on.
Okay. Cool. Jesus.
Sick.
Sorry, guys. Wait up, brothers.
Where's Bodhi?
They rolled to check in and they noticed and they held up. So the party didn't get separated, but it was close.
Cool.
One more round and they would have kept going.
Somebody yelled at the tree to slow down.
One more 1.
Yeah, or just a 2. You were really cutting it close. But you get farther up into the root system and suddenly there's enough writhing roots underneath you that it feels like you're in a pulsating, darkened room.
That's hot.
You know you have to... What was that, Tom? I'm sorry.
That's hot.
I wanted you to
Sounded
do
like
it.
Paris Hilton from like 10 years ago.
I know, exactly. And so...
That's hot.
Ew. I was kind of getting aroused by that. I wasn't happy with it. So as you get higher up and things get darker, you start to feel some stickiness in the roots.
Sorry, guys.
Sap. It's probably sap.
Oh yeah, it's sap.
I don't wanna
it's
get
that,
trapped in
it's that
amber in here.
symbiotic sap. Keep it off you.
All right.
Remember to
Trying to keep it off. How do we keep it off?
keep the
us?
sap off of us. I don't know.
So how about a torch? We have torches.
Ooh,
Ask those
okay.
guys how we get the sap off.
Ring a
us.
bell.
So
That it works in
you do a lot of climbing.
Spider-Man 3.
You stay focused. Twee, you're hovering nearby, trying to dodge the root system that's sort of wiggling around you and staying in a pocket of air. And after a while, you start to see some light shining from above. You're not sure how it's lit. if he's
Ken
just
and I just yawned at the same
completely
time.
hollow, but yeah. It was very
Yawn
you guys are
twins.
yawn twins. And
Jinx.
I didn't say that. I just said we yawned at the same time. Yawn twins.
everyone, please roll a 20 and just tell me the number.
I'm not a yawn twin.
9.
20.
So you're getting close enough where you can see where there's a gap in the roots, and you know you're about, say, 2 stories away from getting into a lit area when all of a sudden, Tom, your right hand gets stuck, and you can't quite pull it out. What do you want to do?
But can I use my fingers of dexterity to move
You can
really
try.
crazily? Yeah, and we'll move really crazily.
Roll either a sleight of hand or a dex, whichever your bonus is higher for.
Dex.
That's a success. So you manage, by trying to work your special gloves, your fingerless ones, that you manage to get it out. But as you do that,
My ass falls off.
no, something kind of doesn't do any damage, but it slaps you across the face. Do a dex check. And it's dark.
17.
You succeed, but you all notice, and Both of the scouts notice there's something forming on the root in front of Tom's face. And it's getting larger, much like Leon.
It's a Trinus.
Okay. I'm going to light a torch my next turn.
Why don't we all roll for initiative?
Okay.
1. Trying to get my 1 out.
2.
Oh, dear.
2.
2.
I'm going to stop using this one.
We're going after whatever it is.
Do that again.
Maybe 1's good. I'm first. 1.
So
That was 16 that time. But it doesn't count. Hey, what is us rolling dice brought to you by, Blaine?
Panda Express. I got to be honest, you guys. I don't know a lot about Chinese food, but I did stay at a Panda Express last night.
You stayed at a Panda Express.
Band Express. All right, so we're gonna go on the 2 scouts, then Twee, Bodhi, Tom, and then the symbiote, so to speak. Which I didn't originally think of as a symbiote, but now that Brian said it, that's all I'm thinking is this is the venom of tree sap.
Trinus.
Trinus is a weird way to put it. So, the scout to your guys' right, Pendith, sees what's going on, takes out a long knife, swings it at this guy,
Go, Pendith.
and slashes
birthday.
it, taking a big old chunk out of it.
Yay, Pendith.
The other scout jumps over, succeeds in jumping over, and he swings and misses. You are up, Twee.
And what exactly is happening?
You see what looks like the belly of a spider with arms reaching towards Tom's face. One of the arms got lopped off.
What is it, this syrupy thing?
It looks like syrupy fingers are reaching like a face hugger towards Tom.
I'm going to do a cloud of daggers at this thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Great.
So,
Roll for damage, please.
sorry, let me look up the cloud of daggers really quickly.
Hey, while he's doing this, Tom, why don't you roll a dex check?
Will do.
Because you've got to dodge a cloud of daggers.
8 plus
Plus
4.
That's a success. You're okay.
I was worried for a moment.
We're doing some close quarters stuff, so I just got to make everybody do some checks.
Everybody.
What's my halberd of the Dwarven Prince?
Halberd of the Dwarven Prince is for arcade mode. That is Patreon only. So this is a
Okay.
fun little commercial to listen to our bonus episodes.
Oh, right. Okay. I can
You won
use
that.
Yeah, I can only use
when
that one.
fighting the cult of the eel thane. So
It's a 2d12.
remember when next we play a bonus episode to bust that shit out against the boss.
Yeah.
Between my
10d4.
Cool.
Great. Why don't you roll that up
That's
for us,
good.
Twee?
I hope you get 40.
That would be great. I'd like to get 40.
You need more D4s.
So Twee clangs on his DOS lute. And holy
7,
mackerel, that looks fun.
9, 13, 16.
And do it again.
20, 23, 31, 34.
And all the arms of this thing lop off.
All right, that was kind
And
of
it sort of disappears.
that was my plan, you guys.
I recommend you head right up that route.
Yeah, let's go.
You hustle, hustle, hustle.
Run.
Oh, and you know what? On the while we move past, I'm gonna fire a firebolt up into it just to sort of cauterize it and make sure there's just to hurt it a little more on the way out.
Ooh, interesting. Would you please, just for the fuck of it, roll a 6-sided for me?
1.
So it does something. It goes poof, hiss, and it hits the sides of the opening, and you're not sure what happened exactly. But you keep heading up. And Pendith manages to get up there first. He waves for you guys. Everyone do a quick Dex Acro difficulty of 10.
Good. 16 plus 4.
I'm flying, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
What is it?
Dex or acrobatics.
Oh, so
You rolled a 2.
yep. So 4.
Okay.
Damn it.
This is so you try to pull yourself through the pulsating opening, and your hands just can't quite stay on the edge of it as you try to kick your legs up. So you slip a little bit. Roll a dex check, difficulty 8. You slide down about 10 feet, and your hand grips onto the root. Do another attempt to get up there. Difficulty 10.
Uh, 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 second. You get another shot. So, roll
One of those
difficulty
end of the episode
8.
ones too. Okay.
Yes.
Yay.
So you grab a hold of it, you get closer.
18.
Try again to flip through this hole, and something's gonna happen.
What
in
are you
tandem.
doing down there?
No.
All right, so
8?
this
Damn,
time.
why do I keep rolling low numbers for that one?
I know. So this time, some dark sap starts to appear around the lip of this thing. Roll a 20 to grab on, difficulty 8 again.
Got it.
So you're fine. You don't slide down to the depths yet, but I'm going to roll for how many hit points this guy has.
Do I see this?
Yes. So all of you notice a large black slimy mass take the form of just like a hand, not a literal hand, but it's, tendrils, and they start arcing towards the opening. They go up and down into the pit as if reaching to grab Bodhi. Mm-hmm. What do you guys want to do?
I'm
shoot an
heading
arrow
down, flying down at full speed to grab him.
Roll a dex check. You've got speed on your side, so I'll let you do this before we roll for combat. But roll difficulty. You're trying to grab him and lift him up, and he's a beast. So let's say difficulty 12.
Yep.
19.
Boom. All right, so you get him and you start pulling him up, and this guy, before anyone can do anything, swings and misses at
his own
you. He does.
I
He
never
first,
had an attack.
huh?
Should I have an attack now or no? I haven't.
No, before anything, because he tries to do a speed move and get past it, and I'll say you get it back out of the opening with Bodhi, and he swings at you as you come out of the anus of the tree, and inside you're inside Morgothal now, all of you. You can roll to attack this black hand now, everybody.
All right. 18.
Oh, 17.
Nice.
You know what? I was just gonna firebolt it. So
How about you, Bodhi? Where are you at? Where are you
I
at?
got it. Not yet. 20, actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, it's not natural. But I got to 20.
Still, that's slightly higher. So as you're dropped on the ground, you're able to pull your sword back. What you gonna do with that sword?
I'm going to go for some limbs.
Do it.
Yeah. Oh, so roll 2d6?
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
raging, so
Okay. Good to know.
I didn't say I was.
I didn't hear you say you was.
Nope, so I'm not. Four. And then will I get a
No undead bonus for this one.
no, but I get a regular +2 on that.
Okay, so that's a 6.
Yeah.
You lop a finger off, and there's at least 9 more of these things, and it's particularly interested in you. Twee, you are up. You gonna do that?
Oh, I just
firebolt?
did the firebolt. Yeah, so 10.
Kadoosh. The thing chars and wiggles and slows its attack. but it is still looking at Bodhi like it wants revenge for him getting inside.
We're over. Should we call it, or should we?
How many minutes are we?
We're about 10 over, 15 over.
Well, this thing looks real mad at you, Bodhi. Gee willikers.
I shot an arrow at it and I never got my...
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, Tom, why don't you roll for damage
I
real
did,
quick?
I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6.
And then I have a +2. So it's 8.
Kathunk. Off goes another finger.
Yay.
Is there like a mass to it, or is there like a
It seems to be coming out of the gaps in the wood. You guys look around, and you appear to be at the basin of a miniature jungle. There's big pillars of wood all around you that arc over you and twisting, and it just you see.
Can we just get away from him, or do we have to kill him?
You're in a giant vertical shaft, and
we can get past it, yeah.
It's still pretty close quarters. You don't know if you can get away without sort of bobbing and weaving between giant root systems.
Okay. But do we have to kill this thing to get away, or
not necessarily? You could just retreat.
Okay.
Are you cool if I just let you go?
What do you mean?
What, I got him out of there, right? Are we?
Right.
You're all
He was
you're out. You're fine. You let him go and he swung. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't still hanging from you.
But are we calling for a retreat, or are we fighting as we end this episode?
Well, let's fight him. Let's fuck him up. But let's call it.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Episode 21 of Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker.
Bang, bang, bang.
Night. Thanks for listening to another episode of Nerd Poker. You can follow us at patreon.com/nerdpoker, and you get bonus episodes from there. And you can also send us anything at P.O. Box 16069, Encino, California 91416. Thanks for listening.